Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is May 3rd, 2025, and Barcelona have had a lot of success with the newest edition of their home kit. Also, Hansi Flick has confirmed that Marc Ter Stegen is back. And finally, I'm going to tell you what Barcelona's plans are for Eric Garcia. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and I'm still out of the country. I'm not home, I'm not in my YouTube studio, so I cannot film, edit, and post videos. Therefore, I'm bringing you this short live stream to keep you up to date on all Barcelona news. This is not a podcast, so I'm not going to be addressing the comment section or the chat section. This is just to keep you up to date on all Barcelona news while I'm out of home. Having said all that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And let's begin with the news because, ladies and gentlemen, FC Barcelona have officially announced a news that I brought to you a few weeks ago, and that is that Travis Scott will be featuring on the Barcelona kit on May 11th when Barcelona will face off against Real Madrid in the second El Clásico match of La Liga and what will be the fourth El Clásico match of this season. Now, as you know, as part of this partnership with Spotify, Barcelona have been issuing kind of special edition jerseys for Clásico matches in La Liga that feature different artists. We've seen artists like Drake, Rosalia, the Rolling Stones, Karol G, and the latest one, or I think Karol G was the latest one, but the one before was it Maroon 5? Yes, I think it was Maroon 5. Or whichever rock band it was. But as you know, as part of this partnership with Spotify, different artists have featured on the Barcelona kit. And well, the latest one will be Travis Scott, which Barcelona will wear this jersey as part of this collaboration on the upcoming El Clásico match in La Liga, which, by the way, could be a definitive match as far as La Liga title race. Now, that's not the only news. The other news is that, well, Barcelona have had amazing results with this collaboration because Barcelona not only announced a collaboration today, but also these jerseys went on sale on their website. There were 4 versions of this jersey, 2 for men, 2 for women, while the 2 versions for each one consisted of just a jersey with the Travis Scott Cactus Jack actually logo on it, which is the Travis Scott label. They made 1899 versions of those, or 1899 jerseys, because that's the year that Barcelona was founded. Those were going for 400 euros each. And then there was another version, a second version, which had the signatures or the autographs of all the players. Those were going for around 4,000 euros. And well, within 30 minutes, all these jerseys sold out. And Barcelona made 1.5 million euros in 30 minutes. Amazing results for this collaboration with Travis Scott. And of course, given the club's financial situation, very much welcome money for the club that hopefully will put it to good use. Now, moving on from Travis Scott, let's talk about tomorrow's match because, as you know, tomorrow Barcelona will be facing off against Real Valladolid in La Liga, which will be the 34th fixture of this season. And of course, the team trained ahead of tomorrow's match, and 3 new faces, or I guess I should say 3 faces that you not usually see with the first team, trained with the first team today. And that were Dani Rodriguez, the Barca Athletic winger, who I did a video actually reacting to his skills. Also, Noah Darvic, the German midfielder who also plays at Barca Athletic. And finally, Landry Farré, the 18-year-old right back. All 3 of them were called up to the first team training. Of course, Noah Darvic was called up to the match against Inter Milan in the first leg of the Champions League. And now Dani Rodriguez and Landry Farré joining Noah Darvic in the training with the first team, which of course could signal rotations. It could signal that Hansi Flick could rotate for tomorrow's match because, of course, we do have the second leg of the Champions League against Inter Milan on Tuesday, right around the corner. Barcelona had initially requested that this match with Real Valladolid, the schedule be changed, moved around, at least the time, because they played pretty early, maybe make it pretty late, maybe make it a little bit earlier. La Liga said no. So most likely Hansi Flick will be rotating, so therefore calling up some youngsters from the reserve team. Now, one face that did surprise everyone was Marc Casado, because our Barcelona midfielder actually trained today with the group. He didn't do the full group training. He did part of the group training, but nonetheless, this is great news because it signals that Marc Casado is entering the final phase of his recovery. As you know, when players get injured, they first do kind of some rehab on their own, and then they start training in the gym. Then they move on to training on the actual pitch. And then the final phase is to start training with the group. At first, they do part of the training with the group, and then they start doing the full group training, and that's when you know that they are ready to come back. So Marc Casado not there yet as far as training, doing his whole training with the group, but he did part of the training with the group, which again, it signals that he is going into the final phase of his recovery. And who knows, we might be able to see him before the end of this season. Now, Barcelona are keeping caution, are remaining very, very cautious with the player, because after all, they had predicted that he would miss the rest of the season. So they're not in a hurry for him to come back. They want to be very cautious. They want to make sure he's 100% fit before he comes back, because of course they don't want to risk any re-injury. But nonetheless, the good news is that Marc Casado is nearing his return. Now, one player who is for sure coming back is Marc Ter Stegen. As you know, Marc Ter Stegen was declared fit very recently after missing the whole season due to that knee injury, where he had to undergo surgery to repair his torn ligament. And I had told you before that there were reports stating that Marc Ter Stegen could come back for the Real Valladolid match. And well, I was not lying to you guys, because, ladies and gentlemen, Hansi Flick has actually confirmed this. He did confirm this during today's pre-match press conference ahead of tomorrow's match against Real Valladolid, where the German coach said the following: yes, Marc will play tomorrow. We can finish the press conference now. And then he laughed jokingly. I'm not thinking about changing anything until the end of the season, but I might. That's the way things are. For the moment, Marc will play tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, Hansi Flick announcing that Marc Ter Stegen will be Barcelona's goalkeeper during tomorrow's match. Of course, he had confirmed before that Marc Ter Stegen is not going to be the goalkeeper in the Champions League, because, as you know, Wojciech Szczesny is registered with UEFA in the place of Marc Ter Stegen, but he will play tomorrow. And who knows, if he impresses tomorrow, we most likely could see him play more La Liga matches. And that's, of course, great news, because not only will this allow Szczesny to stay fresh and stay rested, but also we're talking about one of our captains coming back, being declared fit. That, of course, is going to be very, very important for the morale of the locker room. And also, you know, we've seen Wojciech Szczesny is a great B option for when Ter Stegen is injured, a better option than Iñaki Peña. But nonetheless, we've seen that Marc Ter Stegen is levels ahead of the Polish goalkeeper. That was clear in the first leg of the semifinals against Inter Milan. So very, very good news on that front. I'm very, very happy that Marc Ter Stegen is back, and we'll get to see how he will do tomorrow against Real Valladolid. Now, the last thing we're going to cover is in regards to Eric Garcia, because Barcelona have decided to extend the contract of the Barcelona defender, someone who had to leave on loan to Girona last season because he wasn't getting enough minutes. This summer, he was very close to leaving to Girona again, and even in the winter, he was very close to leaving to Girona again. He has plenty of interest from the Premier League, but of course, Hansi Flick said, no, I don't want this guy to leave. I want him to stay. He told the club, I want you to renew Eric Garcia, and now Barcelona have informed Eric Garcia that they indeed are interested in renewing him, and in fact, they're trying to finalize his renewal before the summer transfer market. Why? Because Eric Garcia's contract expires in the summer of 2026. That means that this summer he'll be entering the final year of his contract. And with so many clubs interested in him, Barcelona want to shield him, renew him before the summer. That way no other club can tempt him away. Eric Garcia, who has now become pretty much a guaranteed sub, playing in almost every match. A versatile player that Flick is very happy with his performance, someone that can cover whatever position you need him. Hey, Eric Garcia, I need you to cover in as a center back. Sure. Hey, you need to play as a defensive midfielder. Sure. Hey, cover the left back position. I got you. Hey, be a goalkeeper. Okay, give me the glove. Well, the last one is not true, but you get the point. Eric Garcia has become very important for Hansi Flick as far as rotation. And per Hansi Flick, the club will now renew Eric Garcia before the end of this season. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be going live in a few more moments to cover more news. So stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, be